Now on this side we pulled the door panel off. You know, typical door panel pulling off stuff. You just have to make sure that you undo all your little screws and bolts, and you know, there's a little Allen wrench holding your adjustable mirror on there if you have one. And here, to pull this door off, you want to pull it off, there's a little access panel here, and then there's the other part is right down here. Can you see there? Yeah, down here. There's 4 bolts in here and 4 bolts up at the top. We have to take those off, and then we'll slide our door back enough, put a bucket down so you set it on a bucket with some cushion, have somebody hold it at the back. We're going to slide this back, and then we got to cut the wires. Give you enough wires out, cut about midway, and that way you can splice in about 10 to 12 inches of wire, and you'll be able to wire in your wire a little later, but we'll do all that first. So now what we're going to do is get you a little box and a bucket just in case it slips, it won't hit the ground. Alright, see you in a minute. Alright, we just took off the door, and you can see there were 4 bolts on the top and 4 at the bottom. Also, we cut our wires, left enough hanging out so I can work with them. Underneath here, I hope you can see this. Anyways, up underneath the dash here, you have to pull this little kick panel off here. It's just 1 screw, usually slides right out. The 4 bolts are at the bottom, and there's 4 up underneath here. They'll have to pull out the AC vent here. Have to pull that out from behind here. There's 2 little screws holding it in. It comes right out, and it'll give you access. You can get up in there. Plus 2 of those. You see this black AC tube that was up underneath there. It just pulls right out, and that's no big deal then. But do that, and you can see. Make sure you put your door on a door stand or something, you know, just to cradle it with some good cushion so it won't scratch it up and all. And you'll see we left enough out of here so we can wire on. Got plenty of room to wire. What I usually do is come out here and wire on my extensions out here on the door, and then when I go back, it's just much easier for it. It's one of the last things I do. Okay, now we're fixing to excuse me. We have to pull off these hinges here. This top hinge and this bottom hinge, we have to pull this off, and then we'll take these pins out. This pin's there off the top and the bottom. Take them, and you'll save this piece right here, the outside that hooks to your door. This will reuse this. The hinges here will be replaced by the kit. So underneath there's 4 bolts. Take those out, bottom, and then when I get them out, I'll show you what we need to do. How do we take these apart? All right, we're going to take out these 2 bolts right here. This one here and this one here, and this will give you some little play with your dash. You can pull out give you some room where you can pull it back and get back in behind here and take out this vent. You'll see there's a 2 on both sides here, 1 on this side and 1 on the other. There's little screws in here. This one's pretty easy to get to from behind there, but this one's a little harder. So you can pull this out a little bit, get up underneath here a little bit with a screwdriver. You can see what you're doing, and you take it out and then you pop it out. Alright, that's what we're doing now. Alright, took off the other little screw, and then this should pop right out. Pops right out. Alright, save that and fight with it, getting it back in. Okay, I don't know if you can see, but through here it's actually better to go up underneath the dash, stick your hand up underneath there, but it gives you a lot more room to get to these top ones, these top 4 bolts that are in there from behind. So alright, I'm going to do those now. I don't know if you can see where I got my ratchet and all up in this hole, but that's where you have to get to the back parts. It looks like it's hard to get to, but it's not really. I mean, you can just stick it in there, and you can see through the where I'm showing the light through the air conditioner vents. You can see up in there pretty good. So just mess with that, and you'll find them right behind the. You can see my ratchet going back in there. They're not hard to get to. Too hard, anyways. All right, so I got the top hinge off. And we got the bottom hinge off now. Hope you can see this. But anyways, there's excessive glue all around here. They put on their sealer. So even back in here, you have to completely get all this flush. All that has to be flush all the way down, so the kit will have at least a 1/2 inch adjustment forward and backwards. So what you'll have to do on this, I had to do it to the other side. Some Corvettes you have to do it, some Corvettes you don't. But there's a little piece of fender support right here. It's just an excess amount. We're gonna have to take and cut that little piece out, pull it off. Some Corvettes have this, some don't. If yours got it, you're gonna have to cut it out. So just take and cut that back out there, smooth this excess of glue out so it'll move back and forth. And on the same thing on some Corvettes, I had to do it to the other side, so I know I'm gonna have to do it this side. This little water catch, whatever it is, metal piece here, you're gonna have to take and put a little chisel or something and tap it real lightly, move it in about a 1/4 inch. It'll bend real easy. Just go on a 1/4 inch, because that way the kit, when it lays up in there, it will hit that if you don't. So just bend that in lightly, and you'll see you may have to move it in a little bit more, but I moved mine, the other one, about a 1/4 inch. Alright, we're going to clean all this up real good so I have a flat surface to work with. Alright, right here on the hose, the slotted hose, we're going to make sure you take all the excessive glue out of here. That there'll be some stuck in there, so you have to take all that out. Now, once I pull all this off, I noticed I didn't have to do this to the door over there. But I don't know if you can see this on the camera, but see, there's two plates together here. There's the outer and inner, and they're welded together. And sometimes they get them perfect where they're not offset, and sometimes you can see they're offset. That one's there, and the side one's a little bit off. So when our adjustment isn't going to be as much as we need, plus to make our kit go in and out either, it might be tough. So what I'm going to take this Dremel and just grind a little bit of this to try to match it up best I can. The other side was perfect. I didn't have to do anything, but I know that's going to cause me a problem for, you know, because I've done quite a few of these. So I'm just going to grind a little bit off each one of those. The top is a single plate. It's not dual plate. So it's going to be fine. I might just go around it just to touch it up, smooth everything off just in case. Because once that kit, you slide that kit in and out. You want to slide it in and out smoothly. You don't want to bind in there. It's hard to get in and out if you do. So, alright, I'm going to touch these off. And then I'm going to go up here and cut my little fender support brace off of here. I don't know why they do that, but some of them's got it, some don't. Alright. Alright, again, this little plate right here. We've smoothed this up pretty good. I still want to do it a little bit more on it, smooth that down, but and I've cut the little piece out from underneath here, the little piece where it slide in. Now this plate here, it sticks out a little bit too much. It's just a little water catch thing. Just going to bend it in. I've already bent it in some. Just make sure you put something in the way so you won't. I put my finger in the way so it won't get hit. Okay. Alright, we got it in there, the kit in there. And you want to make sure when you put it in there that you still got enough room for, you know, you can slide forward and back. You want to slide forward and back a good 1/2 inch. You can see it slides forward and back a good 1/2 inch. Alright, we're going to start with the same amount of shims that came out of the door. We did all that. We're going to put the same amount of shims back in and start from there. We may have to take one out or add one. Most likely we won't ever have to add any. You just may have to take one out. But hopefully the shims are right. The little shims back in behind there. Each of the shims that came off the hinge. There were shims that Jim used behind each hem. Now make sure you always count them. Before you take the old hinges off, make sure you count the shims that are back there, because you got to reuse those. Alright, we're going to go back in here and adjust it a little bit, tighten it down from the back side. We don't have to put all bolts in. There's 4 at the bottom, 4 at the top. You don't have to snug them all. Put a couple on each side, and then we'll start from there and snug it up.